Here we have a Benz key fob that came in for repair, and the fob came in a yellow box like this. Yellow is good. It will never get lost. If the customer is inquiring, we can easily locate his fob. Now, I already took the motherboard out of the fob. Let me just put the board back so I can show you what's going on. And while at it, let me also test the batteries before we do anything else. Batteries are reading 6.2 volts for 2 batteries. That's perfect. So we know the batteries are good. If you look here, we're not getting any light when we press on any one of the buttons. Press and hold trunk, press on the lock, and it doesn't matter for the panic, but we are not getting a light. Let's see what's going on. So if we look at the fob, the condition of the fob is 110%. Perfect. Not even dust on that fob. What could possibly go wrong, right? Look at the NEC chip. Look at the buttons. Click, 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 and click. If one button is stuck, it can cause the whole fob not to work. So we always check for the buttons. And I do not see any missing components. This cap usually gets corroded. And this one looks good here. If we look at the infrared transmitters, perfect. Flip the fob. Look at the transmitter on the back, looks good. The cap looks good. The coil. We need to test the coil. Make sure the coil is continuous from here to here. And I have my meter in voltage mode. Let's go to diode mode. Test from here to here. Very nice. Very good. Very good. And very good. So we know the coil is good. So far, so good. Oh, what's going on here? It looks like a lot of scratching in this area. The customer may have done this, or somebody else may have done this. If we read the ticket, let's read what the customer wrote. Key fob for 2003 C230 motherboard. Won't start the car or open doors. The customer did not mention anything about what we see here. He just said the fob won't start the car or open the doors. Who did this? It's not going to do itself, right? I see a lot of scratching going on here. A lot of scratching here. And we have a Hiroshima here. I mean, right off the bat, I see a broken trace from here to here. If we test from this point to that point, nothing. Nothing. From here to here, it's still continuous. That's good. Any other broken lines? I mean, we really need to look at everything on back of the board. I cannot tell if this is a mask or if the line is broken. And it looks like the line is broken. See? So we have a broken line here. We have a broken line here. Anything else? That's it. Let's restore this line. We're going to restore this line, and maybe we can apply a solder blob here to make the connection stronger between this and this. or we can even run a wire, or we can just leave it as is. The line is making a connection. Okay, so for this repair, I'm going to be using pad strips number 4. We were out of stock on those, and now they are back in stock. They come in an envelope like this. Let me show it to you under the microscope. So we're going to use one part of that strip to restore this. We only need a tiny piece. Let me grab another tweezer because this one is shot. We need a tiny bit of flux. And just like that. Just like that. And tell me that pad strip is not magic. Lifesaver. Where's the other one? Let me turn my anti-glare light on. A lot of reflections on the board. And let's do it. Right there, you see? Now we see that trace right here. Whatever tools we are using on the bench here, including this amazing microscope, the anti-glare light, pad strips number 4, NF.mini pen, the one I'm using now, soldering stations, hot air stations, thermal cameras. You can buy all those tools from our site. Just log in to NorthridgeFix.com, click on shop, add to cart, check out, pay, and we almost always ship out same day. We're good here. So we utilized the whole strip. And for this one here, maybe we can choose something else. Let's choose this one here. We do not have to because we already have a connection between this and this. But why not? Let's make it more secure. The wire alone is not going to make it more secure, but solder that we're going to apply over the wire is what's going to make it secure. It's like having rebars in concrete. You see, now we are able to apply solder over the wire. And maybe we can apply some flux to make everything nice and smooth. And the fob should work. It should. We do not know if there's anything else wrong with the fob. Let's go ahead and test, and then we can apply UV mask to finish the job. Moment of truth, we replaced 2 traces, actually 3. We replaced 2 broken traces and we made 1 connection more secure. Right now what I want to do is place the battery holder on back of the motherboard, just like this. And we're going to press on the lock button. Do we see a light? And yes, we do see a light. Amazing. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. The motherboard is not inside the shell, so it may be hard to see. We do have a light, but we're going to use our fob tester also. Let me put the board inside the customer's shell. And honestly, I had a hard time removing that motherboard from the customer's shell. I do not think this shell is original Mercedes shell. So the molding inside is a bit different. It's taken some force to push that motherboard in. I do have an OEM original Mercedes shell right next to me. This one is ours. And if you look here, look at this. The motherboard fits right through. I do not want to change the shell for the customer. I've done that in the past, and it didn't turn out well. The customer's shell is brand new. No scratches or nothing, but it's not original. Ours is used, but it's original. This one, in my opinion, is 1,000 times better than the non-original because the motherboard fits in properly. So I made that mistake where I tried to do good. I gave the customer an original used Benz shell because you cannot buy an original new one, but we have a lot of the used ones. And the customer wrote back, "Why did you change my shell? My shell was in a much better condition than the one that you gave me." The reason I gave him a used OEM one, original one, was because the motherboard fits properly inside that shell. But I'm not going that route again. And I do see the light. We're gonna turn on the fob tester. And we should see two lights. One light for infrared and the other one for frequency. Okay, so we see the green and the white light, right? We see two lights. Now I'm gonna press and hold the trunk button. Trunk button is the only one that we need to press and hold. Okay, so we see two lights. I'm gonna press on the lock button. And we see two lights. Now I'm gonna press on the panic button. It's a bit difficult to press that one. And we see two lights. All right, the fob is fixed. We did an amazing job. All I wanna do is apply UV mask onto that board just to cover the traces, the work that we did. We're gonna cover this. And we're gonna cover, let's be nice and cover this also. I mean, we do not need to cover everything. Just basically the work I did right here. Now we need to get our UV light, the NorthridgeFix UV light. Along with some hot air. And we're gonna have better than factory UV mask on the board. We're gonna test one more time. There's this white plastic piece that we need to put in front of the board. Put the board inside the shell with some struggling. All right, went in. Battery holder. And test one more time. Very good. Trunk, lock, panic. We're done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll do something else in the next video.